Hello, this is Mayor Kevin Robinson. We're doing a Facebook Live video feed tonight. We wanted to get this out, so we have Amanda here as well.
Hi.
We want to answer any questions you might have, but more importantly, we want to let you know what happened at the council meeting tonight related to COVID-19.
Hello, this is Mayor Kevin
So
Robinson.
we're in stereo right now. Okay, so what we did tonight was we voted on a motion to limit access into the city facilities. So effective immediately, there will be no public access into our facilities for the city. So we're talking structures, city hall, we're talking transfer station, golf course, clubhouse, any other city building. So the library, of course, is closed. Now, what we want you to know, the city is open for business. So the city will still be conducting business. So there'll still be trash pickup, there'll be recycling, you can get building permits. Anything that the city government normally carries out, we will continue to carry out. We just need to limit access into our facilities. Why are we doing this? Well, the reason that we are limiting access is we want to make sure that the employees, the team members in the city staff stay as healthy as possible. We want to limit the potential that they could get exposure to COVID-19. Why would we want to do that? We want to do that because it's essential that we keep the citizens provided with the services that they need. We want to keep people in the services that the city is charged to provide, police, fire, public works, planning, all of these departments, recreation. So as of now, the trails are still open. We do not want people to congregate at the shelters. We want to limit that, but moving forward, we want to keep you as updated as possible. This is the first Facebook Live video that we've done. I wanted to do this to get out to the public. We're happy to answer any questions that you might have. We anticipate doing this on a more regular basis. A couple things we'd like you to know. Number one, you've probably seen in the paper or on the radio, we do have a strategic team in place. We do visit at 4:30 every day to talk about what we need to be doing as a city and county. We have all of the key players on there. So the EMS is on there, the school district, the city, the county government officials, police department, public works, fire department. We gather every day at 4:30 for a couple reasons. Number one, to share information, and number two, to talk about any decisions that organization is making that impact the community and that impact the other organizations. We want to make sure that the resources are in place. The hospital is also part of that group as well. You should know that. You should know that the community at large in the region that we serve is bought into the fact that this is a serious issue. We're trying to be as proactive as possible. We're reacting to federal and state obligations that get issued by the President of the United States as well as our Governor Kim Reynolds. We want to keep moving in a direction to keep everybody safe. I'd like to remind everyone why we are doing this. So why are we taking the steps to limit contact with staff, to try to keep moving forward as a city providing the services, but to put these practices in place? And it's really all about reducing the number of people who get exposed to this COVID-19. And we know that as we follow it around the world, that there's a certain ratio of people who become infected by the disease, and of those who become infected, we know that a certain percentage of those will need hospitalization. We know that because you need hospitalization, you need beds and you need professional healthcare workers to be able to provide those services for you. So every measure that we are doing is intended to have the outcome of reducing the impact on our healthcare system so that we can provide as a community the resources that need to be provided. I feel as your mayor that these steps are being taken. You should be very proud of your hospital. They have extremely well knowledgeable people there. They've put the right plans in place. Feel very comfortable at that. I want to talk a little bit about purchasing. and supply chain. You should know that we've reached out to the grocery stores, Walmart, Menards. I have asked them if there was anything that they would like relayed on this Facebook Live post. A couple things that they would like relayed to you. Number one, they still have trucks showing up every day with supplies to restock their shelves. The shortages on the shelves have not been caused by supply chain issues at this time. The shortages on the shelves have been caused by the shoppers. The individual consumer is the one that's causing currently the shortage on these critical items such as toilet paper, eggs, milk, flour seems to be a popular one, sugar. So the response is they want you to know trucks are showing up every day. Things will be resupplied, but they would really encourage you to buy what you need at that time. Also, a lot of their hours have changed, and they're dedicating the morning, usually the first hour, to people who are the most at risk with COVID-19. So we're talking about the elderly, we're talking about people who are pregnant, we're talking about compromised immune systems. So if you have these things, we would encourage you to shop that first hour. They also wanted me to relay to you that please have patience with their staff. Their staffs are under a workload that is not normal. The amount of restocking and cleaning that needs to go on is not normal. And so please just have patience with them, and next time you shop, let them know how much you appreciate them. That's my request, not theirs. But the next time you're at the grocery store, Walmart, Menards, in fact any store for that matter, please just thank the people who are there. They have the same needs that you do, and they're working as hard as they can to fulfill that. They also wanted me to let you know that it's a fluid situation. They're all impacted by corporate decisions, and if things change, just please stay in contact and watch their hours. But supply chain is in place, and please buy responsibly. I'd also like to talk a little bit about your activity. We're in a critical window. So on our call today, one of the themes was why is it important to take these measures that we're taking now? If you look at the history and the track of COVID-19 in countries around the world, based on first known case through where they're at today, the United States is roughly a couple weeks behind many of the first initial countries. We know that we're in a critical window right now. And so today through the next 12 to 15 days is a critical time window to try to limit connectivity to people, to try to limit exposure. And that's why the city of Spencer is taking the steps that we're taking today. So to summarize, number one, want you to know that we're in contact with the key leadership of the city and the county daily. Those happen in the afternoon. They happen in the afternoon so we can discuss what happens during the day. As you know from your businesses and your personal lives, things are changing very quickly with this pandemic, and we want to make sure that we're getting the information and adjusting to that information in the appropriate time. And so I would like to thank you for everything that you're doing, the adjustments that you all have made in your personal lives as well as your work lives. Touch a little bit about the economy. So there will be obviously an economic disruption. You'll see that at many levels, but more importantly at the local level. So what does that mean for the business owner and the employees that are impacted? There's a couple things you should be aware of that are in place right now. So on the unemployment side of things, should you be unemployed because of COVID-19, the state of Iowa has taken some measures, and you can find that on the Iowa Workforce Development page. They've accelerated the time you're eligible to receive your first payment. They have waived the hearings. There's documentation again to fill out. Go to the Iowa Workforce Development and you can become a little more educated on that. You should also know that the state legislature is gathering data right now about business disruption. They want to have a better understanding to the economic impact that communities will have. Then they're going to formulate some type of aid package. We do not have details on that. We would encourage you just to be patient on that, but know that they're on it. They're watching the situation, and they're looking to put some type of package together. President Trump today, if you watched a couple different press conferences that the federal government had, they're also putting together fairly robust and substantial aid packages that will come in. Again, they don't know the details of it. I did the one I watched. Mitch McConnell talked about the Senate. They've passed an initial round of funding, but he's not, according to him, he will not let the Senate go home without passing a significant package. There's been numbers proposed, of course, no details there, but please know from the anxiety side of things that the city, state, and federal governments are trying to prepare from a aid package standpoint to help through this. Restaurants, we can touch on that really quick. We did a release yesterday following up from Governor Reynolds' release that the in-house dining options have been closed. You can't do that any longer. But many restaurants in our area are offering pickup or takeout services. I would highly encourage you, if that's a food option that you would like, please support them. Contact them ahead of time, obviously. Put your food order in. They'll give you the details per that business, how they're handling it. But we would, again, economic disruption, we really want to have as little impact as possible from our means in which we choose to purchase. And so if you want to support those restaurants, support them. What else am I missing, Amanda?
Oh man, I think you've hit a lot. This is weird. I'd like to share, we'll be putting more detailed information out tomorrow about specific city services. We're going to try to be creative with places like the golf course. The library is offering online programming and opportunities, so make sure you follow them on Facebook. Our Facebook page obviously is where we're posting the majority of our information. So have some patience with us as well as we try to work through this very new world. And we appreciate all the support that you give and appreciate all that you're doing.
All right. Thank you, Amanda. So just to recap, tomorrow, effective immediately, access into the city buildings will be shut off from the public. Want people to know city government is still working. The staff will still be working. The services will still be provided. If there's any assistance you need or any forms or anything like that, please call City Hall, and they will get you arranged for that, 580-7200. And with that, I guess we can scroll through and take any questions. Did you see any questions on there?
There was one question about available testing. The hospital does have testing available, but they are required to follow the CDC and Iowa Department of Public Health guidelines right now for administering those tests. So patients who think that they may have COVID-19 are going to be required to go through a screening process. They'll ask specific questions, and if you meet those, then they will administer a test. Something that did come out recently, the clinic will be doing screening from vehicles. So if you call the clinic and believe that you have symptoms of COVID-19, they're going to have you come to the clinic, and they'll administer an assessment from your vehicle, and if they determine that you need medical care, they'll escort you into the building. Also, the hospital has put up or has started a hotline. So from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday, there is a number that people can call, ask questions. Hey, I think I might have this, and they'll provide information. We'll put that number up on our Facebook page.
And if you followed our press release earlier in the week in the council meeting, just a quick reminder, as Amanda said, if you do feel that you might have COVID-19 or you have symptoms of that, the hospital and the doctor's office, as well as the police department and fire department and sheriff's department, encourage you, well, not encourage you, what they're asking is that you don't just show up. Please don't just roll up at the ER or show up at the doctor's clinic. They want you to call first. As Amanda said, there's a screening process. There's a handful of questions they want to ask, and then that really helps them determine how to best care for you based on the responses to those questions. So, good point. Any other? Let's see.
Are there any businesses closed in Spencer due to this virus?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yep. Let's see. There was another question. let me find it. Is there anything you are aware of that the city or people need help with? I guess I would throw this out there to Facebook land. One thing that we should be thinking more long-term about is our elderly population, those that are stuck at home or, who live in income-reduced properties. Right now they're all right, but 12 days from now they might need some groceries. And could we collectively as a community figure out a way to get those items to them in a safe manner? There's always the how do you figure out payment and delivery? So if you've got some ideas on how we can tackle that, we're certainly open to hearing that. I know the chamber is as well. Our friends at Community Health, I know that that's a concern for them. And we have a few days to kind of figure it out, but if the group think would be very helpful right now.
Also, the number one thing people need is for everyone to wash your hands. Take this seriously. Practice social distancing. Again, this 12-day window that we're in, everything that we can do to reduce the number of exposures of the potential to COVID-19 is going to make a big difference. I forgot the school district Superintendent Heeman also wanted us to let you all know that the meals that are available start tomorrow, and there are 4 locations. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So look at the school district website or their Facebook page to see when those where specifically those sites are available. But starting tomorrow, the Spencer School District will be having meals available for breakfast and lunch for the kids who need it. What else do we have?
Two more questions that I do think we should address. The first is, if a business has more than 10 people in a room, should we be running? We're certainly not in a position to tell you if you should close your business or not, but the governor's orders do state that no more than 10 people at a time should be together. So if there's a way to spread your employees out, work remotely, that's strongly encouraged. The unfortunate part about the governor's, well, it's not unfortunate, it's a challenge for us, is that our police department is required to enforce those orders. So we really ask that you take them seriously. So if you'd like to visit offline about some strategies that you guys can use to, maneuver your employees around, offer staggered start and break times, I'm certainly open to doing that. The second question is about daycares. What about daycares? Should we be open? Right now, the guidance from the state is that daycares for children should remain open. The Department of Human Services is communicating regularly with daycares that are registered with the state on how they should be handling this. Adult daycares and senior center facilities were part of the closure order. So that's what I know about daycares.
I would also say that, obviously the city is not the overarching resource for you on a lot of these questions. We can get you to the right place, but certainly look at the CDC's recommendations, look at what the governor recommended, and obviously your employer or whoever the business owner is has the ultimate, decision for you related to that. But as Amanda stated, those are the dictates from the governor. Confirmed cases, good question. So the question was, are there any confirmed cases in Clay County? I would direct you, the answer is no, that I'm aware of. And where that data comes from and where the hospital has encouraged everyone to go is to the Iowa Department of Health's website. They have a specific website dedicated, or a specific page dedicated to COVID-19 where they're listing by county the confirmed cases. And I don't have that website handy, but yeah.
We'll post it to the page.
There you go. We will post that to the page. But that is the official place to find out if there are confirmed cases. And as of right now, there are no confirmed cases in Clay County.
All right. I don't see any other questions. Maybe let them know, or give us a call if you have any more.
All right. We are not yet. Again, to wrap up, thank you for everything that you all are doing in your individual lives, in your businesses, as well as in your neighborhoods. As Amanda stated before, keep a watch on the elderly. Do what you can. Please have patience with the grocery stores when you need supplies. Thank those workers. They're doing a hard job out there. please know that we're doing everything we can on our side to be prepared for whatever could come. We just don't know. This isn't like a tornado or a flood where an event happens and then we're in mode of cleaning up